Welcome to this edition of CityLine. I'm Jeff Leaders. We have a great show for you today. Shared Housing will be here to talk about the Home Share program. And Tacoma Little Theater, Chris Surface and two actors, Robin and Joshua, will be here to talk about Shattered. And joining me now, the Asian Pacific New Year celebration guests, and Tuyet Nguyen, the Vice President of External Affairs for Tacoma Vietnamese Community for Mutual Assistance. Welcome, Tuyet.
Welcome.
And Dr. Minh-Anh Hodge, the Executive Director of Global Education for Tacoma Public Schools. Welcome, Minh-Anh.
Good morning. Thank you.
And Dr. Belinda Louie, the Vice President of the Asian Pacific Cultural Center and Chair of the New Year Celebration Committee. Welcome, Dr. Belinda.
Good morning.
And we have some special guests in our studio this morning over in the presentation area. And this morning we have Samuel Yen and Minh-Anh Nguyen, the Vietnamese cooks. And what will you be preparing for us today, Samuel? And
well, thank you. We're going to prepare a little bit of taste of Vietnam. It's going to call bánh mì, and that's mostly a French bread, or country bread, and coffee, Vietnamese coffee.
Wow, sounds very interesting. We look forward to checking in with you throughout the show. And we'll be back with you in a little while. So start working. All righty, well, let's start this interview about the Asian Pacific New Year celebration with Dr. Belinda. This year they're celebrating, is it the 22nd year?
22nd.
And you're also featuring a country.
Yeah. The Asia Pacific Cultural Center, we are going to launch our 22nd New Year celebration at Tacoma Dome Exhibition Hall on February 8th and Saturday. It is an event that we invite the general public to come to celebrate with us. And it is a free event. It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh, very nice. Now, Minh-Anh and Tuyet, what is the significance of featuring Vietnam in this celebration?
As the Asia Pacific Cultural Center, we basically every year we take turn to celebrate the New Year, and this year is featuring Vietnam, and all the culture, and we promote the culture, the Vietnam culture through music,
Okay.
traditional music, traditional costume, and traditional dance.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I maybe like to add to that a bit because this year it kind of a very special event for the Vietnamese community because we were the first one that helped celebrate the Lunar New Year 22 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it goes complete circle.
Now, when you talk about Lunar New Year, can you explain a little bit to the viewers what the significance of the Lunar New Year is to the Asian Pacific community?
Sure. The Lunar New Year is called Tet in Vietnam, T-E-T. Tet is a very special occasion for us because it's not a religious holiday, nor is it a kind of a party type of holiday, but it is a time for family to get together, the time for children to pay respect to their parent, their ancestor, and it's also a time for us to recognize our teachers and our government official. There's a saying in Vietnamese is "Quân sư phụ." That is, during the Tết, we will recognize and pay tribute to these folks, the government or the king in the past, and then the teacher, and then the parents. So it's very significant for us in that way.
Very nice. So, go ahead.
I just want to add that because you talking about the New Year, the Lunar New Year, because we base on the moon calendar.
Oh.
And so the Tết or the Vietnamese New Year is based on the moon calendar.
Okay. Now, I might be getting this wrong, but I know there's like the year of the dog and year of, I don't know.
This year is the year of the rat.
The rat.
Yeah.
Okay,
the rat.
all right. And that's the...
That's a moon calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So what are the other highlights of the celebration?
Well, when you come into the exhibition hall, it is an area of great festivities. There are three major things. We have two stages. One is our main stage is for cultural performances. Yes, we have celebrate Vietnam, but we also have performances from all the Asian Pacific Island countries. And then we have a martial art demonstration stage. You can go and try out something. And then we have activity for all to participate. And of course, we have 11 food booths. We have Vietnamese food, of course, Chinese, Polynesian, Indonesian. So we have great food booths. And then we have over 100 vendors, so arts and crafts. And then we also provide a lot of resources and information. So we invite all to come and join us on that day. It's a wonderful day to celebrate Asian Pacific Island countries, highlighting Vietnam, of course.
So when you said open to the community, right? So because I think sometimes people, they're afraid that it's just for Asian Pacific community, not for other, nationalities or whatever to come. But you're saying it's open to all to come and
Well,
join,
one of the
right?
key mission of APCC is to bridge, between and among countries. Now, traveling is kind of expensive, but if you want to have a taste of Asia, performances, food, and arts and craft, it is wonderful to come to Tacoma Dome on February 8th.
Nice.
So we invite everybody, not just Asian folks, to come. Normally, a lot of non-Asian come to our events, and we appreciate that.
Oh, very good. Okay. All right. Now, I think it would be educational for our viewers to learn a bit more about the Vietnamese Americans in Tacoma and Pierce County. Can any of you provide some additional details?
Sure, I can do that, and perhaps Tuyet can add to that as well. As you know, the first settlement of the Vietnamese community came in 1975.
Okay.
At the end of, can you even say the Vietnam War or the American War in Vietnam?
Right.
And that's when former Governor Evans was the first governor, or the first to allow the resettlement of Vietnamese refugees in Washington State. And then, of course, during the last 20-some years, no, actually more than that, 45 years. This is going to be the 45th year since the resettlement of South Vietnamese refugees here. Sure. So the Vietnamese have come in waves, and we have come and faced a lot of challenges in the beginning. Language, cultural differences, traditional expectation, and but throughout the years, the Vietnamese have assimilated very well, I think, in my point of view, into the community and become part of the bigger community society. And so I think if you look back to history, we were able to face many barriers. However, we are also able to make huge achievement and contribute to the larger community. You can look in the phone book and find many doctors, lawyers, ministers, educational leaders. And then, of course, what we are most proud of these days is the interconnectedness between the younger generation and the older generation. And we work together to making sure that we are part of the community and not separated from it, and we interact with everyone involved. So I think that's something that we're very proud of, and this is a time for us to really show all of our neighbors that we are part of this society, and just want to have people come and see our culture, and then maybe Tuyet can add to it.
Sure.
I think you said it all, and it's good enough. Yeah. We're really proud. We have actually the Vietnamese community, basically in Pierce County, we have several big organizations. Part of the, we have the Vietnamese community in general association. And then we also have the Vietnamese community for mutual support. And that association, we have 1,000 200 family joy. And so we provide assistance with, at the very, basically we're talking about with funeral expense, support them when they when difficult time, and the Vietnamese community for mutual support, helping a lot of family, and provide a lot of funding for the community, based on all the family put the money together to help out, and so it's very unique here that we have that association. Excellent. And so that, with the great population of Vietnamese community here, we also are proud to be a part of Asia Pacific Cultural Center. And we jointly support and working together to promote the Vietnamese culture and heritage.
Great. Now, I know, Dr. Belinda, you want to quickly share the sponsors who help with this, so we need to get to that.
We would like to thank all the wonderful sponsors that support the event for that day. There are so many, we cannot name them all, but I would like to name off the keys of sponsors. Of course, we have Group Health Foundation, we have Multi-Care, we have Accor Foundation, we have Catholic Community Services, we have Columbia Bank, we have Greater Tacoma Community Foundation, we have Tacoma Public Schools, and we have Arts Washington. We thank all our sponsors for making it happen for us that day.
Very good. Well, thank you all for being here today. We want to go over to Samuel and my Ling now and find out how things are going over there.
Well,
it smells
ready.
delicious.
Looking good over here.
Yeah. Preparation is full swing.
Yes, sir. Full
All right.
springs, ready to go.
Very good. All right. Well, thanks. And we'll be back on CityLine in just a moment with a look into the Tacoma Little Theater and their upcoming performance.